It is very necessary not to focus on material things. Though sometimes we might need it, but it should be an icing on the cake, not the cake itself. I will share some of the lessons from this book. I'll just read from it and explain it further. Now, it says, as I quote, "When you see someone driving a nice car, you rarely think, wow, the guy driving that car is cool. Instead, you think, wow, if I had that car, people would think I'm cool. Subconscious or not, this is how people think." There is a paradox here. People tend to want wealth to signal to others that they should be liked and admired. But in reality, those other people often bypass admiring you. Not because they don't think wealth is admirable, but because they use your wealth as a benchmark for their own desire to be liked and admired. Still continue. What you want is respect and admiration from other people, and you think having expensive stuff will bring it? It almost never does, especially from the people you want to respect. Sorry, come again. I'll come again. It almost never does, especially from the people you want to respect and admire you. So there's just one more paragraph. My point here is not to abandon the pursuit of wealth or even fancy car. I like them both, like I said. It's a subtle recognition that people generally aspire to be respected and admired by others, and using money to buy fancy things may bring less of it than you imagine. If respect and admiration are your goal, be careful how you seek it. Humility, kindness, and empathy will bring you more respect than horsepower ever will. See, the whole essence of this, and I've remembered, is that we try to think material things brings motivation. It doesn't. It's just the idea of being cool. I can remember for me, I grew up in Lagos. Whoever knows Lagos very well, I grew up in, Yanapaja Ilepo side. That was where most of my childhood was. And usually when I go to the posh area, like, VI, Ikoyi, and I see very expensive car, I'm like, oh, this is cool. I want to be like this. Oh, I'm motivated. Let me go and work. Yes, it looks like motivation, but in essence, what was pushing me was the fact that I needed the luxury to belong. And as I grow older, I discovered that was not what was needed. And I now figured that rich people who spend most of their time just buying stuff are not actually rich. Real wealth is silent. Richness is loud. That doesn't mean fancy cars and clothes, fancy cars are not good. Yes, but there should be a reward for you. If you make money and you are so focused that, oh, I make 100 million today and I'll spend 80 million on cars and house just to make people motivated. Nah, you are not motivating people. You are selling the cool lifestyle. You are selling the cars. You are selling. You are attaching. You are making yourself more relevant using physical things. And in essence, they don't really admire and respect you. It's just the car. Once the car goes and the house goes, you are just nothing. And that's what was in this passage, that what we want from people is respect and admiration. Meaning you have to be able to make money, plan for yourself, plan for your future, and stability. That is how you grow. Not by forcing people to like you, not by forcing people, not by getting validation from the cars that you get. You see a lot of people, their flex is the number of cars that they have. But real flex is the stocks that you have, how many companies you've invested in, how much comes to you every day, how much comes to you on a daily basis. That is the real flex. And if you notice, people who truly have influence on people are not the cars. They are people with substance. People like Ligo Dangote are not influencing people. They are not winning people because of the cars that they have. It's because of what they have built. And I think that should be the purpose of every human being. Seek respect and validation by gravitating towards people who have that, who are not too focused on the material things. Material things are good. You've worked hard, reward yourself, buy yourself a good car. Anybody that attaches you to the good car attaches your personality to the good car is doing that to their own peril. If they are so focused on the car that they are not really focusing on what they can learn from you. They are doing it to their own peril. But for you as a person, don't use the cars and money as a validation, because if you buy the car, it's not multiplying. If you buy the expensive car, it's not multiplying. You are paying mortgage. You are paying mortgage on big houses that you might not even need. However, if you made enough money and there's enough money coming in, then you can spend as much as you want. So in the whole essence is just that what you, and the lessons from the book is, what you want should be respect and admiration from people. Don't use material things to get those validation, because it will not last. Thank you.